I think I'm falling for nature. But before we get into that, I've got a couple questions for you. When somebody asks you what you did last weekend, what do you tell them? Talk about that challenging climb you had. Maybe you talk about the miles you biked or hiked. Or you simply say, I went for a paddle. I went for a run. You ever use any of these words? I mean, it was epic, wasn't it? Do you ever talk about how it made you feel? Ever talk about those conversations you had, how you connected? I mean, really, do you ever talk about how it made you feel? I'm going to guess from my Monday polls with my team, you don't. Because we outdoor enthusiasts, we use all these metrics. We try to reflect all of our accomplishments. I mean, in conservationists, we talk about reports and numbers, and then we add a bunch of fancy elitist outdoor terms around it. We don't mean to, but I mean, for me, I was working on a project to come up with a glossary of outdoor terms. When I got to 50 pages, I gave up. I was like, who's going to read this? Here, I mean, this is fly fishing. We're just starting on the seas. And maybe you're like, fly fishing? Come on now. I mean, that's fly fishing, but what about this? 65 essential words for hiking. That's 65 words to walk in the woods. When we have language that could help us unite, break down barriers, we're not using it. Instead, we're dividing ourselves further with fancy terms, and gosh, we're layering competition on top of that. I mean, when did birding become cutthroat? I think we got to reset. We got to talk about the things that excite us. We got to get other people excited. I mean, we got to fall for nature again. I mean, there's so many reasons for us to fall for nature, like a good date or strong marriage. We got to leave out all those bragging terms and that ego and that competition and just get back to what matters most. I mean, nature is healing. It's connective. Nature, well, it's imagination. I mean, nature's pretty attractive. But before I get more into that, let's set the mood. Can you hear it? Think about it. Hear the sound of water and the birds chirping. When we're just listening to the sounds of nature, it helps improve our mood. It helps us concentrate. It lowers our stress. And when we immerse ourselves in nature, well, we can vastly improve our physical and mental health. It's amazing. I mean, we can do it this way, for sure. But we can always also do it this way. And this is one of my most controversial slides, because there is actually a mobile device in there. You know what? We got to connect the digital and the outdoors together. I mean, in just 20 minutes a day, you get all these things. You can boost your immune system, combat stress, improve sleep, and most important, we can deepen our connection to each other and to the planet. What's not to love? Speaking of connection, I mean, that's how I got into the outdoors. See, I didn't grow up super outdoorsy, sure. We went outside. I grew up in a suburb of Philadelphia, and we kind of did the Jersey Shore and the backyard and the parks and occasional vacation, but we didn't hike, climb, or camp on the weekends. That just wasn't us. And so I got into the outdoors because somebody sold me on connection. I was headed to college. I was a nervous freshman, and they said, hey, you want to meet friends? Then go on this trip. Well, had I known what I signed up for, I would never have said yes. I didn't read the fine print till later, and I was super nervous. I actually was so nervous, even though I was a high school athlete, soon to be a college athlete, I didn't think there was any way I could go backpacking. So I avoided that and I signed up for canoeing. Nobody told me about carrying boats, so that was a later lesson. But what did happen is that I did get a friend, still a friend 25 years later, and I got connected to the outdoors. And like a seed, our friendships bloomed and my connection to the outdoors bloomed. I mean, I don't know about you, but that's where I go to stay sane and to stay connected. These days, the outdoors is my tribe. I'm the one in the back with the big smile. And it's also my therapy. And man, nature is imaginative. As a parent, we have tried, my husband and I, to really instill a bunch of wonder and exploration into the outdoors for our child. And we really have to think about it, maybe particularly me, because I am that striver. I do the trip planning. I want to go ahead and hit that peak. I want to do it all. But Nicholas, has taught us to really just embrace the wonder of being outside. What he can do to invent new games and reinvent objects in the outdoors, it's amazing. It has made our lives and our trips outside far more interesting, far more fun, and far less stressful. I have a great recent example. See, we as a family, we went for a hike down a canyon. It was feeding the soul of my adventurous child with waterfalls and water snakes and bugs. And as we headed back up, a thunderstorm rolled in. Well, any other moms out there? I went right into protection mode. What was going to happen? I'm going to have a grumpy child. He's going to be wet. We have to go all the way out of that canyon. I made the decision that I'd get us all focused on the same thing. Let's just count the steps out, because then we could just focus and count and we'd get there. Going right back to those metrics, that's me. I didn't need to do that, because Nicholas, within minutes, he reinvented where we were. And he started talking about that mud like a chocolate river, because we've been reading Charlie and the Chocolate Factory. And those 600, 800, I don't know, 1,000 steps up, all we did was play outside. Man, nature is imaginative. And nature is beauty. This is Tamara. I met Tamara at work, and she just was infectious. So infectious energy that I wanted to get near. And so I had kind of heard on the side she wanted to challenge herself and get outside, so I kind of kept inviting her and bugging her. I just wanted to be around her. And eventually we met for coffee. And Tamara, she sat down at coffee and she asked me all these questions about the equipment that she was going to use and what she was wearing for the 1.5-mile hike at Glen Falls Trail. What a miss on our community to have not provided language and opportunity and welcoming to her to get out on that trail. See, Tamara, she's from Chattanooga. She had never been on any of those trails in our own backyard. But the lesson for me that Tamara gave was actually about beauty. Because when we got to our halfway turnaround point, Tamara asked to take a minute, and there were tears. And on this day, she said, "I'm sorry, I'm just so overwhelmed by the majestic beauty that I see and that I've never seen before in my own community." I mean, that was a miss for me. I don't ever talk about the beauty. I never once, when I tried to convince her to come with me outside, did I talk about any of the amazing things we were going to see. I don't talk about it with enough people. When do we talk about the beauty? And afterwards, Tamara, she shared this quote on social media. This is the beginning of me trying new things and having adventures and occupying all the spaces fully that people once told me were not for people like me. I mean, how can we as a community continue to break down those barriers? And also, inclusion, accessibility, strong women, that's also beauty. So thanks to Tamara, my son, a lot of others, Outdoor Chattanooga, we've gone to one thing to focus on. We got rid of those metrics. Sure, we teach skills, but we're not focused on the mastery of the skill. We are simply focused on this, how to spark a contagious love of the outdoors. If you leave our programs and you had fun, so much fun, you want to talk to somebody else about it, that is simply our success. So we've matched. Nature likes you. I think as we are moving towards to be the first national park city in North America, you should join me in this movement of love. I mean, keep swiping right on nature. Fall in love. Drop your ego, your metrics. Get vulnerable. The next time somebody asks you what you did last weekend, I challenge you. Talk about the beauty. Talk about the connection. Maybe talk about your own chocolate river. Because if we can all together, if we can build a contagious love of the outdoors, I know we'll build a movement where people will take care of what they love. They will help it grow. They will protect it. And man, that's the Chattanooga I want to live in. Thank you very much.